Our outdoor gardening season is drawing to a close, and despite a pandemic, a record-breaking drought, and a scorchingly hot summer, most of you had some great successes with your gardens this year. So on this final version of You Can Grow It for 2021, Garden Master Jim Duthie shares a few pictures that some of you posted on the You Can Grow It Facebook group, plus a touching tribute to Ellie, a beloved friend who appeared in many of the You Can Grow It features over the past several years.
November has arrived, and it won't be long before we swap out our pumpkins for Christmas poinsettias. But until then, we're gathering the last of the season's bounty and enjoying the beauty of the season, like this pretty bouquet of autumn leaves that Kimberly Seeger shared with us. Brilliant fall colors, like these tiger eyes sumacs, have peaked and are fading fast, but not before Carol Neal Loftsville snapped this picture of their bright reds and oranges. And Eve Powers is saving the rich colors of autumn by drying these pretty calendula blooms. Tasha Johns will always remember the days of summer with this shot of her huge sunflower, while Brian Vanderoorp captured the essence of fall with the glow of these orange mums. If you have a greenhouse, you can keep your blossoms blooming and extend the growing season a little longer. Elizabeth Cousins Arcouche moved her flowering plants into her greenhouse and potting shed, complete with an elegant small chandelier. And some plants can make the transition from the patio to the family room, like these beautiful coleus plants grown by Velvet Web Potter. The summer was extremely hot and dry, but this xeric garden, planted by Tina Apostolou, thrived in the desert-like conditions. Her plant selections were perfect for low water and heat tolerance. Maybe that's something you might consider for your landscape. Harvest time brought out some unusual surprises. Rich Moore has pulled up this giant Japanese daikon radish with its long white root and mild flavor. And Meredith Lamb Lynch dug up this huge sweet potato that weighed in at an astonishing 5 pounds. Rewrote harvested a box of beets. Look at the size of this one held up by her son. I wonder if he took it to school for show and tell. Tomatoes were a little late coming on for many of us this summer, but they continued producing on into the fall. Mike and Jean O'Hara were able to save the taste of summer with one last batch of bottled tomatoes before calling it a season. And Salvador Chip Madrid made a great display of drying chilies, garlics, and herbs, which will provide some great flavors throughout the winter. Caitlin Ferguson had a bounty of butternuts, squash that is. A delicious winter squash, butternuts will keep well after harvest, making them popular choices for home gardeners. Squash and pumpkins are some of the last of the produce from the garden. Just look at the huge variety of pumpkins, squash, and gourds that Lorna Huff grew in her garden. Nick Scott had so many pumpkins that his front-end loader couldn't scoop them all up. And Belinda Thiel picked dozens of pumpkins in all kinds of sizes, shapes, and colors, including white ghost pumpkins. But all good things must end for a while, as Kirsten Wheelwright Pendleton reminds us with this shot of this garden-ending first snow in Idaho Falls a few weeks ago. Just remember, spring is less than 6 months away. Finally, a tribute to a beloved member of the You Can Grow It family and a special friend and member of my own family. Ellie appeared in numerous You Can Grow It features over the past several years, sometimes as the star of the show, and sometimes just making a brief cameo as she wandered through the camera shot. Ellie recently passed on, and I'd like to think that she's now running and jumping on a lush green lawn in Doggie Heaven. Rest in peace, Ellie. And for the rest of us, nurture your love of gardening and keep exercising your green thumbs, because you can grow it. For Idaho's News Channel 7, I'm Jim Duthie.
Oh, little Ellie was so cute. You Can Grow It has ended for another season, but there are lots of things that you can do indoors to keep your green thumb in shape through the coming winter. Growing houseplants or maybe planning next year's garden. You can keep in touch with over 9,000 members of the KTVB You Can Grow It Facebook group by texting the word GROW to 208-321-5614, and we'll send you a link to join so that you can continue to share your love of gardening with everyone else. You can get some really great ideas too if you join this Facebook group. And as always, remember, no matter what Jim says, you can grow it.